Skip your $5 latte every morning, invest it in the market, and in 40 years you will be a millionaire. This is the holy grail of modern personal finance. It is printed in every textbook, preached by every corporate advisor, and shoved down your throat by every financial guru on your feed. It is mathematically flawless. And it is also a massive psychological trap designed to keep you passive, obedient, and quietly broke. The system wants you to believe in the passive savior of compound interest because it keeps you from asking the only question that actually threatens their profit margins. Why are you trying to compound pennies in the first place? Take out your pencil. We are going to unmask the great compounding gaslight. Let us look at the raw, cold math that the spreadsheets desperately try to hide from you. Imagine you are 24 years old. You are struggling with rent. Food inflation is eating your paycheck, and you decide to follow the standard advice. You live like a monk. You cut out every ounce of daily joy. You manage to save $100 a month and compound it at a historical 8% return. You do this consistently for 10 years. You deny yourself trips, dinners, and experiences with your friends during the golden decade of your youth. After 10 long years of intense frugality, your account has grown to roughly $18,000. In the year 2026, $18,000 cannot even buy you a decent used car. You spent a decade of your life in a state of constant mental deprivation, managing financial anxiety daily. For a sum of money that a single medical emergency or car breakdown will completely wipe out in 24 hours. You did not build wealth. You built a temporary safety net at the cost of your youth. This is the mathematical reality of trying to compound a tiny starting base. Compounding is a multiplier. If your starting multiplier is practically zero, your outcome will be virtually zero, regardless of how many decades you wait. The financial industry loves to show you charts of compounding wealth starting at age 20 and ending at age 65, but they always ignore the massive, painful variable of time. They expect you to exchange 45 years of active energy, freedom, and optionality for a pile of paper money when you are too old to enjoy it. They are teaching you to play a passive, defensive game so they can use your hard-earned pennies to fund their active, high-leverage investments today. To understand why this passive narcotic is so destructive to our generation, we must look at how our brains are wired. Herbert Simon, the legendary cognitive psychologist and Nobel laureate, who formulated the theory of bounded rationality, proved that human cognitive bandwidth is a strictly finite resource. Your brain can only process a limited amount of decision-making energy every single day. When you spend your daily cognitive bandwidth calculating how to save $3 on groceries, micromanaging tiny subscription plans, and feeling guilty about buying a coffee, you are draining the exact mental energy required to make high-leverage career, business, and skill decisions. You are exhausting your brain on micro-decisions that yield pennies, leaving zero creative capacity to build an asset that could yield thousands of dollars a month. You have been tricked into trading your highly valuable cognitive energy for a passive 8% return on a $100 bill. This is the mental trap of the hedonic treadmill. When you force your brain into a state of chronic, passive deprivation under the promise of a distant future reward, your neurochemistry eventually rebels. You experience frugality burnout. After months of denying yourself tiny pleasures, your brain seeks a desperate escape from the psychological dread of your low-income reality. You experience a massive dopamine relapse leading to sudden, impulsive spending on a weekend getaway or luxury items you cannot afford, just to feel alive. The passive compounding model fails because it ignores human psychology. It expects you to act like an indifferent Excel spreadsheet, while your brain is physically wired to seek survival, comfort, and immediate feedback today. The financial system calls this present bias and blames you for being undisciplined, but they are gaslighting you. For decades, psychologists pointed to the famous Stanford Marshmallow experiment as proof that kids who delayed gratification by not eating a single marshmallow to get a second one later were destined for greater life success. But modern sociological reviews of that exact experiment revealed a much darker systemic truth. The kids who ate the first marshmallow immediately were not necessarily undisciplined. Often they came from unstable environments where promises were routinely broken. For those kids, eating the marshmallow immediately was actually the most rational, logical choice. Our generation is living in that exact unstable environment. In 2026, we are witnessing persistent inflation, unstable global currencies, skyrocketing housing markets, and a shifting job landscape. 1. Our skepticism of the wait 40 years promise is not financial stupidity. It is a rational psychological reaction to a system that has repeatedly broken its promises to the middle class. Why save pennies for a distant future when the currency itself is losing its purchasing power by the day? But the systemic trap gets even worse when you look at how the financial industry siphons away your compounding wealth. While they teach you to passively compound your savings, they are actively siphons of your principal through a phenomenon known as the fee siphon. Most passive mutual funds and retirement accounts carry hidden administrative costs, expense ratios, and advisory fees ranging from 1 to 2%. On paper, a 2% fee sounds insignificant, but because fees compound over time just like interest, a simple 2% annual fee will devour up to 40% of your total wealth over a 40-year horizon. They are taking 40% of your life's energy completely risk-free, while you take 100% of the market risk. They have weaponized your patience against you. So, how do you escape this passive trap without falling into reckless consumerism? You must shift your focus from compounding cash to compounding asymmetrical leverage. In your 20s and 30s, your primary financial engine is not the stock market, it is your human capital. If you earn $3,000 a month, a 10% return on your investments will get you an extra $300 a year. But if you invest that same energy and capital into acquiring an asymmetrical, high-leverage skill, like advanced negotiation, direct copy, or highly specialized technical software, you can easily double your income to $6,000 a month. That is a 100% return on your human capital in 12 months. It is an immediate, explosive expansion of your starting base. Compounding is the crown jewel of finance, but only after you have acquired a critical mass of capital. You cannot compound your way out of a low-income trap. Your job in this economy is to play an active offensive game first, building your starting base to a level where an 8% market return actually translates to real, life-changing money. Here is the framework that the quiet, wealthy elite use to protect their mental bandwidth and build real, asymmetric leverage. First, establish a boundary of cognitive peace. Stop obsessing over micro-savings. If an expense is under $20, automate it, ignore it, and remove it from your decision-making radar entirely. Save your finite cognitive bandwidth for high-leverage career and business moves. Second, identify your asymmetric leverage points. Look for skills and opportunities where the downside is capped, usually just your time and a small amount of learning capital, but the upside is mathematically unlimited. Building a personal brand, learning a highly specialized trade, or launching a side project are options that can scale exponentially. Third, let your investments run on absolute autopilot. Put your automated minimums into low-fee index funds and completely forget they exist. Do not log into the account daily. Do not check the charts. Let it compound quietly in the background while you focus your active mind on increasing your primary earning velocity. And fourth, refuse to play the comparison game. The system wants you to buy status symbols to prove your success, which forces you back into the debt and dopamine loop. The ultimate luxury in this economy is not a leased sports car or a luxury watch. It is the quiet confidence of having enough liquid runway to walk away from any toxic situation, any stressful job, and any manipulative relationship. Our generation is standing at a historical crossroads. You can choose to follow the passive, defensive script written by the institutions, sacrificing your most energetic years to compound pennies while they siphon your wealth too. Or, you can choose to play an active offensive game, unmasking the psychological biases of your brain, protecting your mental bandwidth, and compounding your income first. The math is simple, the choice is psychological. Are you going to spend the next 40 years waiting for a spreadsheet to save you, or are you going to take control of your pencil and build